Hi guys, welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 4th of February 2020, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing the long-term effects of trading. Now I've got my headset on because I know the audio is sometimes a little bit spotty when I'm just recording just the screen, but the what inspired me to do this video was Tom Dante. Actually, he put a post on his Twitter. He put a tweet out, and he was discussing about he's gone through some depression and so on and so on, and I've been back and forth with him a little bit regarding if it was okay for me to to mention his name in this video, which he kindly agreed to. And the reason why I feel so strongly about this is because I went through 4.5 years of clinical depression myself when I was younger. It's a horrible thing. It's not something that goes away. It's something that stays with you for the remainder of your life, but it's something that you have to learn to manage, as you going forward. And I suggested some things to him, which I'll also suggest in this video, things that have worked for me. But before I go into it all, it's important to understand when you're in the process, okay, of learning to trade, the actual act of trading, the business of trading, what trading is, what it can do for you, and what it can't do for you. Because it's such a psychological process and it's so deeply rooted in psychology, the act of trading, it can have a massive adverse effect on you personally if things aren't going your way. And this can compound, the depression that you have. This can compound, any negative emotions that you have, any negative biases that you have, any, things that affect you on an emotional level, will just be amplified when you're having a shit time with your trading. Yeah, so if things aren't going right and you're having a poor trading week or a poor trading month or even a poor trading year, this is not good. This is not good, especially when you're trading, because unless you have a very strong will and a good control over your emotions and a good control over the way that you are as a person, it's going to spill into your life and it's going to affect the people around you. When I was trading for a living, years and years and years ago, both in the UK and in Cyprus, I can tell you the impact that it had on my wife and my children, was pretty big. It was very large. It was it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I'll say it like that. It was very stressful. I spent a lot of time in front of the screens. I had a garage. I basically turned into an office. And I spent pretty much my entire life in that office, 18 hours a day, 16 hours a day, 17 hours a day, hardly any sleep. I was constantly thinking about the markets all the time. My wife would talk to me. I wasn't really answering her properly. It's no good, no good. And obviously when you compound that, with or add that to problems with emotional stability, we'll call it depression, whatever, it's just a recipe for disaster. So some thoughts and ideas on how to control this, I don't want to say behavior, but how to control this ongoing problem, specifically related to trading, but you can apply this, I guess, to all aspects of your life. If you suffer from depression, or mood swings, then it's important that you take a step back, okay, and start to look at some things that you can put in place to keep yourself grounded. Yeah. There's a very good book, okay, and I believe it's called The Spark. I actually downloaded the audiobook from Audible. Yeah. It's called The Spark, and it's a very good book about the effects of exercise on ADHD, right, or ADD in adults. And I would definitely 100% recommend this book to anybody. It's a phenomenal book. Yeah, it goes very in depth, on a lot of different subjects and topics about, ADD, ADHD, and the effects of exercise, particularly CV, cardiovascular exercise, and raising your heart rate, in short bursts, and how that affects, or controls and helps to control, the symptoms of ADD, focused attention and all that sort of stuff. So I would definitely recommend, that anybody listening to this gets that book and reads it or listens to the audiobook. 100%. It will definitely make a massive difference if you suffer from mood swings. So exercise is very important. A lot of people talk about exercise, and let's just be frank. Most people don't do it. Most people aren't interested. Yeah. I could sit here now and say, if you exercise, for 20 minutes a day or 20 minutes 3 times a week, in the morning, if you can, to set yourself up for the day, some real high intensity, exercise, really push yourself, get your heart rate up for a short burst of time. Your body releases a lot of endorphins. Your mind, or your brain in this case, because the mind and brain are two different things, but your brain, releases chemicals that keep you balanced, focused, and it makes a massive difference. Huge difference. And your energy levels will spike, and you'll have prolonged energy throughout the day. You'll just feel 100 times better. It's as simple as it gets. Most people won't do it, but it's there. St. John's wort is a herb which can definitely help with depression. It helps the body to release serotonin, okay, which is very important. When you have a decreased amount of serotonin in your system, this can definitely heighten the effects of depression, or at least bring them on. Okay, so that's very important. And obviously, let me just say right now, this is not health advice. This is just something that I've experienced myself, and it's just, I'm throwing it out there. Blackstrap molasses, organic. Okay, Meridian is very good. So if you go on Amazon and just do a search for blackstrap molasses organic, the Meridian version is amazing. Okay, very good. Gives your body iron. Which is responsible for the hemoglobin. Carrying oxygen through the blood system, and obviously to your brain. So you won't feel so fatigued. So if you have an iron deficiency, just as a side note, because I actually have the beta-traded thalassemia blood disorder, so my iron's always low. But the blackstrap molasses is amazing. It really helps with that. It also contains copper, manganese. Manganese is very important. It's one of those, manganese and magnesium, but manganese is one of those things that a lot of people don't understand or don't research or have no idea what it is. Yeah, manganese is responsible, and has been, I don't want to say closely linked, but has been known to help with the effects of depression, and can kind of control the symptoms of that. So it will definitely help. So we've St. John's wort, the blackstrap molasses, obviously exercise, turmeric in tea. So, in tea or just some water, warm water, turmeric. Try not to add sugar to it. Get rid of all the refined sugars, if you can. I know these are just ideas, guys. These are just ideas, and this all affects everything in your, in your daily life. If you do these things, you'll feel better. Trust me, you will 100% feel better, and you become more balanced. And if you do suffer with depression, you do suffer with mood swings, or emotional, stability, adding these things to your life will keep you balanced, and obviously this will spill over into your trading. So the other thing as well is turmeric. Like I was saying, turmeric is very good for reducing inflammation in the body. If you can reduce inflammation in the body, your joints aren't like that joint pain that you get isn't as bad. Your body functions better. Your stomach. Okay, it reduces the inflammation in your stomach as well. Obviously, take all these in the correct doses. You'll have to do your own research, guys. I'm not a medical practitioner, but a very small amount of turmeric each day, or in your diet, on your food. If you eat lots of healthy foods, putting a little bit of turmeric in your food as well makes a big difference, and it reduces inflammation in your stomach. And if your stomach is working right and your body's digesting the foods properly, and you are taking in the nutrients, because your the acid in your stomach is breaking down the food properly, then your body is absorbing all the minerals and vitamins that it needs, and then hence it's a much more efficient machine, so to speak. So very important. And then a whole host of other things. I mean, I could go on and on, but the point is, they're just a few ideas, and some things that if you apply into your daily life will definitely help control the stability of your moods. It's not going to get rid of your depression. It doesn't with me, but it controls it. It keeps me on, on point. The other thing as well that I mentioned to Tom, and I'll mention here, is Dr. King's matcha green tea. Yeah, the one with no aluminium. Very important. Okay. The matcha green tea has something called L-theanine in it, which is a protein, right, that helps you stay alert. If you're not used to drinking matcha green tea, you'll have to get a bamboo whisk and like a ceramic pot, and you have to whisk it a certain way and make it a certain way. When you boil the kettle, You've got to let it cool down for a little bit. The ideal temperature is around about 85 to 90 degrees, when you're making matcha tea, but it's unbelievable. And I'm not talking about going to Costa Coffee and getting a flipping donut or something that has matcha in it. I'm talking about like doing it properly, actually drinking matcha tea. It tastes like chalk. But if you can get used to doing that and you drink matcha tea, the impact that it will have on your health is, I mean, there's no word to describe the impact that it's going to have on your health. If you're not used to caffeine, or you're not used to stimulants like caffeine, or nicotine or anything like that, I shit you not, this stuff is unbelievable. Yeah, I gave some to my wife once, and it's just normal green tea. I gave some to my wife, and she was bouncing around the house, and it was unbelievable to see. Obviously it affects people differently, but it's very good for your overall health, very good for your alertness. In fact, although I don't want to get into any religious debates or anything like that, I believe the Buddhist monks, Zen Buddhists, actually drink matcha because it keeps them in a state of relaxed alertness. So that's a side note, but very, very good. Yeah, Dr. King's. It is expensive. It is expensive. You'll need a gram, every time you make the stuff. But if you're interested in, changing your health, and getting yourself in a position where your body is more refined, your moods are better, energy levels are increased, and your focus, is up there, then you need to make the effort and spend the money, basically. Simple as it gets. So with all of that said, as a quick kind of side note, I just want to wish Tom all the best. I know what he's going through, or has been going through. I wish him all the best. I do from time to time, go back and forth with Tom. I know he's very, very busy, and I know he's going to end up watching this as well, because I'll make sure he gets a copy. But the offer still stands, Tom. Obviously, I said what I said in my DM. I'm in London, so it's whenever, mate, whenever. Obviously, we're brothers in trading, so to speak. So if you do want to get together, just let me know. The offer's there. And in the meantime, mate, just keep your chin up, crack on, get on with it. And I will speak to everybody very, very soon. We'll leave it at that. Hope everybody's well. These are just some ideas and thoughts. Again, I'm not a medical practitioner, guys, but definitely do your own research. Definitely get the book, The Spark. Yeah, do yourselves a favor, guys. Get that book. It is amazing. All right, so we'll leave it at that. If you like the video, obviously, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. It makes a massive difference. It does help to build to build the channel and build the trading community, and it helps me to do the things that I'm looking to do in the future. And I think that's it. So it is currently 10 to 11. I'm going to make myself some eggs, and I will catch up with you guys very soon. Take care.